Hello, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to join two of the Heidi Bear motifs. As you can see, this is my first motif, which I finished off all the way around to that outside round. And here is my second one. I'm starting with Fatty Lumpkin, and I'm doing a leg. So, right, as you can see, so it's a bit of a dark yarn, but in the blue, there is my apex of my petal. The two together is there. So, right, I've done my first, I've joined my yarn and chained up 3 to get my first one and put in the first double crochet. This is going to be my apex. So, you have to excuse the way I crochet. I crochet with the yarn in my right hand like I knit. It just works for me. Not quite sure why it works for me, but so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, right, so we've got the first one of the apex done. We want to find the apex on the other flower and then insert the hook into the apex. Now, I normally do it with the wrong sides kind of facing together. With this one, you do end up with a ridge, but I think the ridge is quite attractive. I mean, my elephant, I quite like the look of the ridge. So you want to do a slip stitch crochet. So you pull through the gap with your yarn and then pull through the other stitch. Again, as you can see, hopefully, these two are now kind of joined. So we're going to go and you're going to carry on crocheting around as you would normally do. So for this one, we've done the first one of the apex. We need to come back in and do another double crochet in American terms, treble crochet in UK terms, into that stitch. So we've got our 2. Now we want to move on again. Now if we look at the top one, sorry, you'll have to bear with me, I don't often do tutorials, and shooting through the camera is, with the camera around my arms is kind of a bit tricky. So we're going to go under both loops of that edge stitch. Bring it up, hopefully in focus, yeah. So then we're going to do another slip stitch, wrap round, pull through, and pull through the loop on the hook. Then yarn over, because we're working in trebles, all of this round we're working in trebles, and then into the stitch on the motif we join. Round through 1, round through 2, round through 2. Okie dokie, so the next one, as you guessed it again, into the stitch on the completed motif, round and pull through 1, round and pull through 1 and pull through the other. Double, treble, US double, UK treble into the donor motif. 1 through 2 through 2. Okay, and then we're going to keep on doing this all the way along. Slip stitch, round into the next stitch to be worked on our new motif, round through 1, through 2, through 3. Oops, there, through 3. Okay, now as we can see, we've started to get the join on him here. You see, it's not a perfectly flat join, it's a little bit of a braided join, but I quite like the look of it, as I've said. To clarify with this one, I am working with a slightly bigger yarn than in the pattern. This is a double knit yarn, it's Stylecraft, and it's my go-to yarn really for things like this where I know they're going to be loved. And not washable. I mean, my first one I made according to pattern size. I made the elephant for the first one, and yeah, it's lovely and it is a really good size. But just wanted to go a little bit cheaper with this one, and this was what my local yarn shop had in stock. See, so that's what I've done. I'm using because I'm using a double knit, and it's thicker than the 4 ply the pattern calls for. I'm using a 3mm hook. So it's a little bit bigger, okay? Right, so we're coming up now to the apex of this second one here. Now, because I have been mindlessly chatting, not very intelligently. I am ever so sorry. And not been counting, I want to just double check here that I've got the right amount of stitches. So, pull my yarn out of the way. Okie dokie. On the top one we will have 9 in between, as we should do. 2, 4, and tripod failure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, and now on the bottom one we have 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9. So, we've completed the joining of the first side. You can see the ridge there a little bit. Okay, right. So now we come to joining the corner again. Okay, so on the top one, and on your completed motifs, what you do is in between, you chain 1. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to go into that chain 1, and we're going to do a slip stitch. And then go into that first stitch and do a slip stitch again. So we slip stitched into the gap there and into that first stitch that comes down before we go ahead and make that second stitch into our apex. So down through 1, round through 2, round through 2. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a fairly solid attachment on that corner there. You've got a gap because of your apex, but you have a gap on all of them because of the apex slightly. Okay, right, so that's the first side joined. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that helps. It's not the best video in the world, but yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed that helps, and you're going to be crocheting together your Heidi Bears animals for a long time to come.